Minus 25%, Masondo. Let's. Well, I'm much older than you, I promise you that. This is ancient age. No, not tomorrow. We're not meeting tomorrow. I said we might meet on Saturday. Let's see what the outcome is in terms of, because I'm meeting the supervisors tomorrow to show them these slides, and then let's see. Yeah, what Tammy and I can move the submission date to. I have a feeling we have to move it 7 days, but let's see how we are, because it does concertina. Yeah, absolutely, Georgia. Amazing hair. Just the best hair ever. Okay. I normally have a response, but it might be inappropriate at this stage. Okay, guys, so when we look at the purpose statement, keep it simple. You cannot, you can't go wrong if you start with those words there. So just remember, the purpose of this paper is to, if you end up in the wrong place, you cannot write English, then you're illiterate. Okay, if you go in a different direction there, we are in serious, serious, serious trouble. And that's it. Now, the key thing in terms of this is look at your problem statement. And the purpose statement is this purpose is to, and it will tell us what we want to solve in the problem statement. So remember, when we've got the A, B, and C in the problem statement, never write A, B, and C. The A is the ideal. The B is the reality in terms of the deficiency, and the C is what we plan to do within this program. So when we write the purpose of this paper, the purpose of the paper is to identify alternatives to whatever. Okay, so very, very clearly, that golden thread has to be there, the linking between your problem statement, your research questions. It's that magic ingredient that we can tie everything together, whether it's the process, whether it is the methodology, all has to make sense relative to each other. So there are others, guys, in this paper. I will, though, some of you are describing and explaining, some of you are exploring. We've just stuck with those three. Guys, my reason for writing is to, paper will discuss purposes twofold. So there are alternatives. So in terms of, and I think at this stage you guys should have done this, you should, if you're doing qualitative, delete all the quantitative stuff. If you're doing quantitative, the opposite obviously holds true as well. This gets a little bit more complex, and you can write it like this. The purpose, so remember, qualitative purpose statement, the purpose of this research or this phenomenon. So remember, we're doing a phenomenological research. All of you are doing phenomenology. So we are discussing, we are researching a particular phenomenon. Now, in my students that I'll supervise, we will use the term phenomenology. I know some of the other supervisors don't like it because it creates confusion, but you all are doing a phenomenological study. We're all doing phenomenology. So in this phenomenological study is to, and then depending on, and for our qualitative people, we've said explore. Remember, we're looking at it is to explore, and then you can complete the rest. So you can use these scripts. I include these scripts to be used, but for me, if you want to do that, the purpose of this paper is to, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, that should be pretty simple. The rationale and relevance, and I know I'm going to rush a little bit here. Yeah, go for it. Somebody's talking to me. Did someone unmute their mic, or am I losing my mind as well?
What about that?
Okay, guys, so in terms of the rationale, please remember it is our justification, it's our reason for doing the research. The question that I've said a couple of times that you have to ask when you write the rationale, and it's important to keep note of these little tidbits, guys, it is what would happen if I left this research alone? What would happen if I didn't do this research? And if you look, because we have some phenomenal titles, I reviewed some of those titles. I mean, whoever is doing Gen A, Time passes so incredibly quickly. The Gen A is such a different creature that organizations cannot ready themselves for the next generation of innovators who see the world from a completely different perspective. And you'll fall behind as an organization because you're offering bursaries, etc. at this stage. Who is doing Gen A? I can't remember. Somebody's doing Generation A. Okay, Georgia. So the idea is that what happens if we leave it alone? You could potentially miss out on phenomenal human capital because you're not offering bursaries, because you're not interacting in the right way. Okay, and I can think of a couple of others. The idea of ethanol as an alternative to electricity. What if we leave it alone? You will have the future of Wall-E, and I think you guys have all seen Wall-E, that depicts a world that's very different, and that's the reality. So you can easily answer this by just asking that question and writing the answer to that. Okay, so justifying why this is worth doing, guys, and but it's exactly that, Georgia. And also, we're starting to identify future talent. Hey, the fight for talent has become so significant. I mean, we know that in terms of global high-end IT positions, 30% of those are generally vacant because we cannot find the skills to fill those. And you're here given the opportunity to develop those skills. 30% might be a bit exaggerated, guys. So the rationale is, why do we want to do it? The reason for doing it. And again, guys, I give a lot extra. This thing is, yeah, you don't have to get too carried away with your background because the background would be in your introduction already. And then you can see here, what is the logical basis for doing this? And often the logical basis is, if we don't do this, we're sitting with a disaster on our hands. Can I just ask, for whose research is that a fair comment? If we don't start researching this field, we'll end up with a human, with an ecological or other disaster. I think there's a couple of people, and you can just show me by hand who with that. So Mavesh, and yours is there. There's a couple of you guys that if we don't do this, I mean, exactly. Yeah, Neil, I was thinking about yours as well. So here are other ways. Sorry, Nads, I'm looking at it. Yeah, no, but that's become pretty standard. You'll find in all high-end positions, Nadia, they tend to not stick with the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. They all have 3 months notice. Where my kid is also got 3 months notice. It's standard practice. The moment you move into a senior management position, it's 3 months immediately. It's been around forever, and we always tend to think that the Basic Conditions of Employment Act tells us what we can and cannot do. The idea of 1 month notice. Guys, so you can see here if you want to talk about previous research, but for me, if we left this alone, what will happen? A very, very simple way to answer that rationale. I've given you other stuff as well. We've not done this research within the context of South Africa, so you'll see that you'll encounter a vast number of research papers that have been done internationally, but not in South Africa. So we know what the relationship between these two variables are, but do we know it in South Africa? And if we don't find out, we could be throwing good money after bad. And that's for the quantitative people. Guys, and I've given you others. Right, so that I'm 100% fine that you can write those. Remember to look at those other examples, the other examples that I've given you from the past research. So in terms of this phase here, and sorry, hold on. I just want to do this. Oh, also remember, you've got to do it on this document. I forgot about this. You have to do it on this document. And don't write it on that document immediately. Do it as a normal Word program and then send it over. Go for it, Nathan.
Evening, Doc. Evening, everyone.
How's it?
I'm actually just typing a message. Yeah, good on you, Doc. I was just
Yeah,
typing a
good.
message regarding this the submission one. So basically, if just to clarify, we just have to fill in this appendix that you've got on the screen right now and submit that. Is that it that we have
That's
to do
all
for
you're doing
submission
for
one?
one. But it's yeah, there's a little bit of detail. So you can see in terms of the purpose statement for the research questions, etc. There's a bit of detail that needs to be put in, but yeah, you've got to fill that in.
Okay, and
So
it's
from
just
here we will transition to normal documents.
okay, I see. And then we just put in like bullet points, almost like the key sort of ideas that we're going to be
That's exactly
in,
it.
in each block. Okay.
That's it. And I think it's limited. There are some things that are a complete pain, and we fought for years to change it. Well, I don't think this is going to end up being more than 4 pages. Okay, so Gabri, I don't know if that gives you an idea. And I think the moment we meet with your supervisors, they'll start giving you an idea as well. I don't know if I've got past ones of these because they tend to be you do it, we get it out the way, we sort out that it's not too sensitive, and then the real what looks like research starts. The one thing that is a pain, and they've still got this in, is this here. You have to predict themes which may emerge from your literature review without actually doing a literature review. So this here is going to be a bit of a thumb suck. Okay, and I'll get to it because it's not the way themes work. Themes emerge from your reading of other scholarship and other articles and whatever is out there. They tend to emerge organically. In the first one, we expected to make it up. I will deal with the supervisors, and when it comes to marking this, you can just guess close enough what it will be. Of course, well, that's my problem with this, Tanya. If you end up with these themes in your final document, I will eat this document because you've not done any literature review yet. So I would hope it changes. If it doesn't, we're in big trouble. Did I? Oh, sorry, but I can't even remember. Go, Deirdre. I've shared a couple of
Um,
documents on ARC. Sorry, Deirdre, give me a second. I've shared
yeah, no,
two
Susan.
quantitative and two qualitative, I think. Go for it.
Um,
Deirdre,
so,
go.
so, um, yeah. So with this literature review little section, everything's fine for me otherwise, but I don't exactly know exactly how to fit in all my information in it as I've not written a full literature review yet. So,
Okay. So what
I
is
don't want
your
to do
research
anything.
topic?
So it's let me just get it quickly.
Remember,
I have my
nothing
document here.
goes to waste at this stage, though,
Yeah.
Deirdre, because we
So
expand significantly from here.
Okay, so my title is Exploring Productivity Metrics and Management Strategies for Hybrid Work in South Africa's IT industry.
So just listening at your title, I would imagine one of your suggested themes, and you'll just write this, will be hybrid work.
Yeah,
I think you would have a theme of performance matrix, productivity matrices. I would look at, I would imagine a third theme would be traditional versus the new way of doing it. But at this stage, we are making it up. If you are seeing when you've done your literature review bits emerging, then you can create those themes. Just remember, a theme will emerge from the literature. It is this where you've read a vast number of books, and all of a sudden you see connects between past articles, and those connects tend to cluster together, and you'll label that as your theme.
okay.
Honestly,
Thank you,
Tanya,
sir.
how they can expect us to do 6 themes is ridiculous. You create 5 themes. This is a thumbs up. This has been a fight forever. I don't know. I listen to the other lecturers, not my supervisors who claim to know what they're doing, but there's no way in heck that this. Yeah, that's exactly it, Kesh. It's a creative exercise. These themes will disappear very rapidly. What won't disappear? Now, when we write the final document, let me just do this. You'll see that we will get to the next phase. And when we do your literature review, and there are templates, so I don't know why I'm retyping this. Your literature review. The literature review will have three components when we get there. The first one is your theoretical framework. Okay, and I'll talk about that. And when we talk in that previous one here about theories used, these are the theories that we are going to put into our theoretical framework. And then you'll have a review of literature. So the main heading is literature review. And I know we're playing with words, but this is stuff that has worked for us in the past. Review of literature. And then we will move towards review of literature. And then our next main subheading will be conceptualization, where we identify those key definitions that in order to effectively read this particular conceptualization, in order to effectively read this particular document, you need to understand these concepts. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is that this theoretical framework essentially is the blueprint of your research, and selecting the right theory is essential in terms of what will go what will happen going forward. So the theoretical framework, when they ask here key theories, now in the past I've always been a bit pedantic and demanded that people have two theories. Mondley, you can go, but to go and attend to it, I've always demanded that people would need two theories, and I've been told that I'm a bit hard and fast in this. For me, if you're doing quantitative research, you have to have two theories. I would, as a matter of course, have two theories. I would stay away from rubbish theories like Maslow and Hertzberg and that kind of horse manure theories. We're not doing those anymore. So let's start with Nathan. You're the first one on the list. Give me your title and your topic. And I think you guys will do this yourselves as well. But I'm going to try and help as many people as possible, whether it's tonight or whether, and I think it'll have to be Saturday morning, to have theory sorted. Okay, so even if we have to do it on the WhatsApp group, guys, I'll try and help with theories. I've got to, I am lecturing quite a lot, but I will find time. Okay, let's do this. Nathan, give me your title again, boy.
Okay, Doc. I'm just getting it quickly. So my here it is. Yeah, so my title was like describing the potential role of AI reputation management within the like within the context of SMEs in the financial industry.
Okay, so all I've done is I've started theory of reputation management. Now, I don't know if there's anything. Okay, there is so we look for it, a reputation management theory toward a theory of reputation, theories of corporate reputation. So you need to find one of these, boy, in terms of your theoretical framework. Are you doing quantitative research?
Yes, Doc. I decided that
Okay.
I would like to do quantitative.
Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
I've got fantastic quantitative supervisors. So let's just have a look up. Go away. Okay. I don't know what to say, guys. Confirm my choices. Just do it. Okay. So there are a couple here, boy. So you need to just go and look. Yeah, the resource-based view. You need to go look for that theory. I mean, category theory. This is really, I've not seen these before. And then let's just see what theory is this one. Bugger off. Gosh, I'm being recorded saying that. What? Okay, no, maybe not.
Doc, I think also would also like have to include like the TAM model. I mean, that wouldn't be like a theory per se, but it
No,
would
you know,
be
the TAM model can be used as a theory.
okay.
Just read me your title again, boy.
So it was the like describing the relationship between AI reputation management and like yeah within like the management sorry, within the context of small SMEs in the financial industry. Yeah. So it's
You see, I'm not seeing your variables. So
yeah. Actually, I
reputation
can't.
management is
Hold
your
on.
independent. I
Yeah.
think what you might do is, and I thought we were
Sorry.
going to use related to performance.
Yes, Doc. Sorry, I was thinking I was
So
looking at
that then
the wrong
becomes
topic.
your,
Sorry.
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So find a reputation management theory, and then for performance, we'll just use the balanced scorecard model. So
Okay.
your two
Okay.
theories that you're going to plug in here will be the reputation, whichever reputation management, and where the heck is that? I'm trying to lecture without my glasses. So reputation management, tell me the guys who suggested the theory, created the theory, and then also tell me, and I know this is, oh, sorry, it's been a while since I've looked at it, but you'll also talk about balanced scorecard. I can't remember offhand who it is, but I should know because I've got a book on the balanced scorecard. So those are
Okay.
your two theories. Okay. Your
Okay. Thanks.
seminal authors, guys, sorry, and I'll jump to the next person. Your seminal authors essentially are the major writers in that particular field. So if you have Research Rabbit and if you've used Research Rabbit, you will see who the main writers are. So you'll see who the default setting writers are in terms of your theories. So here you'll have your theory by whoever, and then obviously the authors, but others as well. But again, guys, let's be honest, this is, and the source. So you can see author and source. So just plug in about 5 or 6 of those. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, so you've got your two theories, reputation management, sorry, but it's so not my field. I'm not a marketer type person, but there has to be reputation management theories. I'd be very surprised if there aren't.
Yes, Doc. No, no, I'll definitely go do a bit more
That's easy
research
enough
as
for you.
well.
Yeah. And obviously you can stick in scholarly article, which I've not done. Methodology. Okay. I will. Okay, but I'm going to leave that for you.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem,
Okay,
Doc.
sorry. And
Thanks.
I see people are typing here. Okay, so right, let me go up. Right, so okay, so who is this? Okay, George, yours is there. Explain relationship between AI adoption. So you will use TAM, Boyo, Technology Acceptance Theory, TAM. You can search TAM, TAM. Yeah, TAM model. So that should be more than sufficient there. So your independent variable is TAM, and then the effectiveness of financial control in SMMEs. So okay, so where there's a theory of financial controlling, I would look at that. Okay, but you can also see others. Okay, model of financial controlling. You okay with that, George? And what is important in that title is that you'll use the scales that they use, but that we'll worry about when we get there. George, you still there? Okay. Let me go on from there. And Pranisha, how's it, man? Um, AI is a critical cross skill. Okay. So we need to look at theories of learning. I would definitely look at theories of learning. There are a number of those, so we can see which one. Learning theories. Here it is. Okay, 5 theories of learning and education. Golly gosh, this is a blog. Ignore what I've just done there. Mind you, we can steal theories from there. We obviously won't. Oh, I quite like this. 21st century new learning theory. No, it's not really. Mind you, where is Pranisha? Have a look at this one. comment on that one, Pranisha? Guys, just rather talk because I'm working through the titles that are a bit higher than where you are writing. Pranisha, look at this one for me. I'm gonna do this, okay?
Hi, sir.
How's it, man? Here it is. Okay, there's the link. Just steal it. It's right at the bottom. Go and look at that. Pranisha, just, okay, let me go back to your title. Critical cross skill. I think I would use that, and then theory of learning, and then I would look at a critical cross skill model, critical cross skill learning model. I'm sure there's something. Well, I used to do this as part of the NQF learning model. There it is. Use that. Pranisha, use this one. Okay, it is a model. We can use both theories and models. Okay, there's a couple of things you can look at here. Okay, you okay with that, Pranisha? You can see what I've searched here. Perfect. Okay, I'm going on to the next person. Exploring potential AI in redefining supply. Mute yourself, please, Pranisha. Exploring the potential of artificial and redefining supply management efficiency. We're doing it qualitative. So I would definitely look at some sort of supply chain management module. Tanya, so some sort of supply chain theory. There are a couple of those. Again, this is not my field. Theory. So I've just done and I've cheated. There it is. Okay, yeah. Supply chain management theory. So just get that as one of yours. And then Tanya, exploring the potential. I would look at the other one I would look at is the perceived value theory. So look for the perceived value theory, because that's what we're determining. When we look at the potential, we're looking at the perceived value theory. So your supply chain management theory and your perceived value theory. That okay, Tanya? Yeah, there it is as well, perceived. Okay, Tanya, guys, don't type now. Talk to me because I'm going through a long list here. Is that fine? Okay, Tanya, that's fine. I couldn't even see you down there. Right, let me look at the next one. Where am I? Okay. So Akil explaining customer satisfaction with AI chatbots. Okay. So, and a live human agents, customer satisfaction. So I would definitely have some sort of customer satisfaction theory. I know that there are a couple of those. Okay, so, but you can do that. Who am I speaking to? Akil, there they are. Okay, so customer satisfaction theories. Go find one of those. Okay. Ah, crumbs, it's a bloody blog again. Let me stop being lazy, guys. Scholarly articles. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the one you want. Okay, there are a couple of these. Okay, I've created a real mess here. Have a glance at this one, Akil. I'm going to stick it at, you'll see it's right at the bottom. Okay, there you go. I'm going back to yours. So okay, so Akil, quickly unmute yourself and tell me what your two variables are. Where the heck are you? Okay. Customer satisfaction with AI chatbots in the live learning. I'm struggling to see, Akil, your two variables there.
Hi, Doc. Yeah, no, I
How's it
haven't really
with?
thought about that as yet. So I'm still
Okay, but you want to do it
deciding.
quantitatively.
Yes, quantitatively.
Okay. Customer satisfaction with AI chatbots. You know what I would do? I would have as my independent variable technology acceptance, but there are a couple of those theories. I don't want all of us to default to TAM. Hold on, just do this. There, and I can't remember UATA. I think no, it's not that one. UA. Okay. Okay, alternative to TAM, okay, and just steal one of them, UTAUT, okay. So use that, and we create the idea of the, and you can see the theory. Hold on a second, boy, I can't even remember what it's called. That's how dumb I am. TAM. I think look for this one here.
Okay.
Yeah, UTAUT. Go look for the theory itself. UTAUT. Hey guys, I know this is messy at the moment. There it is. Shucks, man. Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of Technology. I should know that. Sorry. Unified Theory. There it is. I'm just going to shove it into your chat. Just grab it from there, boy, the link. But you can do your own searches. So we'll do those as your
Okay.
two variables. Okay. You've got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
No problem. We'll talk about how to write it in a second. I just want to see who else needs help. Guys, can you also start looking at this, doing the search the same way as I am doing it? Okay, so let me go to the next one. Exploring transitioning hydrogen power as an alternative to feeding the grid. Hold on, potential AI road transport. Okay, so potential of AI, Sachava. Definitely, again, either the this one, sorry, I can't be this dumb all the time. Either that one, the unified theory of acceptance and use of technology, as because that is essential in terms of that. Okay, so the moment you say the potential, this is what we're talking at. You can also look at the perceived value theory. I think I would
Yep.
have the UTAUT and the perceived value theories as my framework.
All right. All right.
Okay,
No,
so
thanks,
Chava,
Doc.
you've got it, boyo.
Happiness.
Navation, two theories, but if you want, will allow you to do one. I'm a bit sticky, guys. We don't do things half-heartedly in this course. Okay, who have I missed out on? Oh, sorry, Sarah, and I've ignored you completely. Potential of adapting smart economic cost savings. And so again, when I see smart properties, it is either perceived value theory, and I think it is, again, that kind of, but just look for alternatives, guys. Perceived value definitely would be one of them. I also think you could look at this one as well. Yeah. So I would also look at very similar theories, perceived value theory, in terms of tech, and then UTA or whatever this one is. Sarah, it makes sense. Thanks, Dave. Right, potential restraint. Okay, so Gen Z. Okay, so Gabri, we default to oh, come on. I know there are some of these scholarly articles. Hold on a second. I know there it is. Okay, theory of employment retention strategies. Gabri, so there's definitely one to consider. I'm just going to shove it in there and you can take it from there. Okay. And I just want to go back to your title. Where are you now? Sorry, there are a couple of them now trying to find yours. Who am I talking to at the moment? I don't even know. Gabri. Okay, within potential retention strategies and Gen Z. I think I would steal two of those retention strategies. Retention strategies of Gen Z. adults. Gabri, I would focus on one or two of those retention strategies because you are doing qualitative. Gabri, that okay?
Okay.
Why do you
will I
sound
get
so suspicious?
because I don't know, this is the worst part of the whole thing for me. I've always hated the theory part and I've always struggled. Like,
But you're
I
having
don't
your
know,
lecturer do it for you, woman.
I know, but you said I must pull it from there. So
No, but
I
this
don't
theory
know.
is the theory is of employer. There's the theory.
Is that the actual thing? Like,
That's
that's
the
it.
theory. Yeah, the theory of. So yeah, there are others.
Okay.
You if you want to be fancy, go for the multifactorial.
Okay, so I
Factorial.
only have to so I only have to do one.
I quite like this one. You can use just one theory. It's fine. We don't have to have two, but for the quantitative, we have two. For some people, we need two. This one you can use. You can definitely use just one. I quite like this one. Use this one. Don't
Okay.
look at that other one. Other one's horse manure. So don't panic, woman.
Okay, thank you for spoon feeding us because this is great.
Wait till I start shouting. We haven't got there yet. What happens in class, remember? What happens in class? Gabri, you've got it. I promise you, once you spend time me going through how to do this, I honestly make it as easy as possible. I really do. My job is to make your life easy. And when it comes to this stuff, this is what we do. Okay. Even explaining how to lay out the discussion of the theoretical framework. I'm pretty good with this stuff. Hey?
Okay, thank you.
And I know you're slightly nervous. It's not the end of the world. You're using this one, okay? Pleasure, Gabri.
Yeah,
And
got
where
it. I'm gonna use
is...
this one.
Otherwise, I'll shout at you. Okay, let me find where the heck I am. Okay. Motivation, I answered you. One or two theories, ideally two, but one, if you've got something like this, is more than sufficient. But it's also quite lacquer. It's quite a new theory, which makes it very cool. Okay, and then where the heck am I now? Potential of AI, I've spoken about that one. Okay, transitioning to hydropower as an alternative to traditional power sources, Motivation. So I definitely, I would look at, and you've seen this before, I would look at systems theory. I would look at systems theory as one of my guys, okay? And the systems theory, you can find a lot. I also think that one of the others to consider here is to look at Darwin's theory, the idea of Darwin's theory talks about being fit for purpose. And if you think that, you know, the way we create now, electricity now, is definitely not fit for purpose. So I would look at Darwin's theory and I would look at the systems theory. The system says that everything in a system must be in step with everything else. And at this stage, burning coal fires is not in step with what the world needs. You okay there, boy? Motivation? Okay.
All good, Doc. All good. I got you.
You've got the two,
So
hey? Systems theory, and I would grab Darwin's theory. Darwin's theory is wonderful. And the idea when you write Darwin's theory, keep talking about fit for purpose, that things must be fit for purpose. It's not the fittest will survive, the most fit for purpose. And I think you are right that we need to transition away from coal stuff. Okay, but right.
Thank you.
Neil, no problem. Okay, so again, perceived value, Neil, you would definitely use perceived value. Okay, perceived value. And then your in reduction, yeah, perceived value theory. I know that there is, because I had a student do something similar in
theory
the
of planned
past.
behavior, Doc. Could it have been theory of planned
Theory
behavior?
of planned behavior you can use as well. I know that I know that Jax had used that, or one of the people had used that theory of planned behavior. Just also, I've got a man. I thought there was a
Waste
You know
and
what,
inventory.
Boyo, in terms of what you do, so you don't want three theories because that becomes impossible. I
Okay.
definitely would look at the idea of that perceived value. I also have a feeling that, yeah, I think we need to look at some sustainability theory, Boyo, because I think look at sustainability. And there are, this is sort of more my field than some of the stuff that I've already looked at. Okay,
Okay.
just go look for a sustainability theory where I know there is something out there. Okay,
Legend. Thank you, Doc.
okay, but right, who else is here? Transitioning to hydro. Okay, so I'm preparing for Gen Alpha. So Georgia Jade, I would your. I would, I would, hmm, I would look at human capital theory
Okay.
because I think we are looking at it as future human capital.
hmm
Okay, so there is definitely a human capital theory. I know it's out there somewhere.
Okay,
There
that's
is
perfect.
something
So I
there. There it
choose.
is. Okay, Georgia, it's that bugger there. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that I would definitely use it. I would definitely use that. Um, I also think that I would use Darwin's theory because organizations, in order to maximize what they can get out of different generations, have to
Mhm.
adjust and be fit for purpose in terms of their employment practices, etc. I don't know what you think of that.
I think that's great. I actually briefly looked at his theory in my mail project, so that's already
Oh,
halfway
wonderful.
done. Yeah.
Oh, show off. Irritate us early tonight. Look at Darwin's theory as well, Georgia. I have a feeling we can use that because companies have to be fit for purpose. And to be fit for purpose, they have to adjust to the realities of people who are joining them. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Cheers, eh? Okay, where am I now? Yeah, rising food costs. Okay, Megan, obviously perceived value as well. The perceived value theory. I also think technology adoption, one of the technologies. So TAM and perceived value. You okay with that one, Morgan? Sorry, I'm not even doing in the right order anymore. Yeah, Nianta, definitely perceived value theory, and also TAM or UATAT, whatever that one is. Okay. Right. Yeah, Serena, and I'm so fascinated by, okay, so green supply chain strategies, Nadia, definitely sustainability and supply chain theory. So sustainability, just go look for a unified theory of sustainability, and also look at flipping heck, what I've just said. So, and a supply chain theory. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Pleasure, 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 pleasure. And then, Serena, yeah, yours is so. I mean, I think it's a hell of a interesting. I think systems theory, Serena, because I think the reality is that we have systems that are just out of kilter. I think systems theory would definitely fit for yours. Also, Darwin's theory, being fit for purpose. So when you say to me, commercial dog trade shelter over, that's not fit for purpose. So maybe systems and Darwin's theory. I don't know what you think, Serena. Okay. Yeah, so where are we? Nyanta. Okay, so also yours is TAM
Thank
and
you.
and perceived value. It's a pleasure. Sorry, man. Tashila. Oh gosh, Tashila, have you written me an entire essay here? Okay, so yeah, so we know in terms of yours, and I'm going to cheat a bit because I think you and I both know triple bottom line. So we know the So definitely your a triple bottom line theory, a sustainability theory, we know that anyway. And then corporate reputation, go and search corporate reputation theories or reputation management theories. Who is that, Tashila?
Hi, Doc. Yes, thank you. Sorry for
You
all
sure
the
you don't want to
info.
type more? That was
I wanted to make it
sarcasm.
as easy as possible.
I'm waiting for people to report me, so don't worry.
Thank you for
Okay,
that,
Morgan.
Doc.
That's a pleasure. Cheers to Sheila. Sorry, I wasn't listening. Just say, yeah, perfect. Cheers. Okay, productivity metrics. So yeah, Deirdre, and I mean, again, this is so cool. I would look at, yeah, there are tons. Okay. Yeah. And I'm cheating a little bit, but it will pick something up. I know there is something out there. Theory. Just read yours again. Yeah, there's something. Okay, so the one I would consider is this one here, performance measurement and management. Is it yes, that's the one. You can have a glance at that and just see where the theory is. I think, sorry, where is that now? No, I think look for this kind of thing, the sort of performance measurement theories, and you see, and I would look at performance theories, performance measurement theories, Deirdre, but I would also look at so performance management theories, performance measurement theories. I would also look at motivation theories. I would look at high-end motivation theories as well. I don't know what you think, Deirdre. So not Maslow.
Yeah, sir. Yeah. I'll
So
just
look
do
at
some
that.
more
Yeah.
research as well.
Yeah, I think so. I'm struggling a little bit, but I know that there's a theory of performance management somewhere. It's just to look for it. Okay. To maybe look for
Okay, thank you,
performance
sir.
management. Okay.
All right.
No problem. Okay, so again, Kesh, we've spoken. Yours is as very much TAM or UTAT, whatever that one is, exploring the potential. So yeah, yours is also TAM or that UTAUT one. I don't know if we need another one. I don't know if we need another one. I think if we got that, you've got enough, Kesh. Or you can use both, TAM and UTAT. Okay.
Hi, Doc.
Hi,
I was
Kesh.
wondering if the sustainability theory also applies to mine because
Yes,
I
I'm
feel
an
like the
idiot.
plastic
Yes, it
packaging
does.
industry is very
So
profit
look
driven.
at UTAUT or TAM and sustainability theory. I'm an idiot. You're 100% right.
Because
Okay, and
I
that's
feel
why
like it
you
is
are in
very
charge.
profit driven, and then the other two P's kind of get lost along the way.
Yeah, I think so. So do
That's all.
sustainability and yeah, and we can definitely do the UTAUT. Well done. Okay, Deirdre, go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, sir. So, I just wanted to know for the theories, I'm doing a qualitative study. So, should I have one or two?
You can get away with one if you want. You can do
One.
just a
Okay.
performance management theory.
Okay.
Yeah, just performance management theory. You see, I'd like to think of the metrics and that's it because, what are we going to use as metrics? Look at performance management theory for now. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Georgia, rooftop farming. Dig yours. I didn't share the rooftop farming one that my student did last year. Georgia, can you remember whether I shared that with you?
Hi, Doc. Yes, you did.
Yeah. Okay. I can't remember what she had, and we obviously don't want to comment, copy. I've got a feeling yesterday, and we see so much, and I think it's this one. We can let me see if it's this that I'm thinking about. Georgia, do me a favor and go read this guy. And see, yeah, food and nutrition security theory. I just feel that this is a wonderful way of framing your research. Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Doc.
And you can also see here, guys, and what a lacquer example of themes. Food availability, food accessibility. You can just steal these for now. Stability. I mean, those are wonderful themes. It's quite a nice document. Just verify that this is a theory, but I'm sure this is a theory. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Okay. And then between adaptive strategic management. Okay, so who is this? Yashna. Go find the adaptive strategic management model. Okay, and we are going to adaptive strategic management model and go and use balanced scorecard. Yours are easy.
Okay.
Easy peasy. That's it. Okay. Impact on financial growth and development of Black-owned SMEs. Michal. Okay, so I definitely would consider balanced scorecard. That's it. Yeah. I mean, it is a very good one. But okay, so we're doing it quantitatively. I definitely think balanced scorecard would be there, but I think let's use balanced scorecard. I'm struggling a bit here, Michal. Okay, at least have the balanced scorecard. Okay, guys, it's 7 o'clock. I've got my next class in a little bit. Can I ask that when you find your own theories to include, just stick it on the WhatsApp group so I can also look at it, or put your stuff on the WhatsApp group and I'll try and find and help. Are you guys okay that we do it this way? And then I have a sneaky suspicion we're seeing each other on Saturday, but let's just see how it goes.